Good morning, everyone. It is a really cool, wet morning here in central Tennessee, and as you can see, I am currently making my way through the beautiful Cumberland Plateau region of the state, and that is because I'm heading west of the Appalachians proper to do some hiking and rock flipping in the Central Basin region. Really good conditions today. I don't think I could have timed it any better, so we should be seeing a wide variety of reptiles and amphibians. But anyway, I'm going to knock out the remainder of this drive, and I will see you guys when I get there. And the first find of the day is this big, healthy, really vibrant adult cave salamander here. I'm found under this big flat rock. Not surprising that these are out today because it did rain a lot up here yesterday, and they're most commonly associated with karst-dominated regions like this where limestone is abundant, and as you can see, there's plenty of that here. But I'm just going to move this rock back and move this salamander back under it, and then we will see what else we can find. And under this nice big flat rock, we have another cave salamander. This one is even bigger than the last one. Really good looking one, but I'm just going to move it and put the rock back, and we'll see if we can turn up something else. All right, next find of the day is this little Southeastern five-lined skink here. This is a pretty cool species, not quite as common as the common five-lined and even broad-headed skinks. They look really similar, and one way you can tell them apart is if you look at their tail. All of the scales on the ventral part of their tail are roughly the same size, whereas common five-lined and broad-headed skinks have a larger row of scales down the middle of their tail. So that's how you can tell these Southeasterns. But if you don't get them in hand like this one, they can be really tough to identify. From a distance, this would just seem like a common five-lined skink to a lot of people. But these guys are still cold, so it's cool to flip them under these rocks like this and actually be able to get pictures and videos of them without them running away. Another thing that's cool about Southeastern five-lines is they have a preference for drier, more xeric habitats like what we're in right here. As you can see, this is open, exposed, and when it's not after a heavy rain like what we had here yesterday, it's going to be a really dry environment. So these Southeastern five-lines thrive in these kinds of places. But anyway, I'm just going to leave this little lizard under this rock here, and we'll see if we can find some snakes. Next find of the day is yet another amphibian. It's a nice little eastern narrowmouth toad here. These are strange little toads, really unique. They're very subterranean, but this is one of the few places where you can flip them undercover pretty easily, kind of like the cave salamanders. It's one of those things you get numbers of here to keep you occupied. As you can see, just under this nice big flat rock here, when it's wetter, these are good cover objects for amphibians. Obviously, when it's a little bit drier, they're good for some of the larger snakes that live here. But yeah, eastern narrowmouth toad. I'm just going to get some photos of this individual, leave it to what it's doing here, and we'll see what else we can turn up. And right here we have Southeastern five-lined skink number 2. Because of the really unique dry open habitat here, these seem to be the most abundant skinks so far today, although I am sure there's five-lined and broad-headed skinks in the mix as well. But this is just another really nice looking adult, healthy. Has some parasites here, but so did the last one. But yeah, I just wanted to get a clip while it was sitting still. I'm going to get a couple of more photographs and keep on flipping these rocks for snakes. First snake of this outing is this nice little northern ringneck snake here. There's a lot of wet mud under a lot of these rocks, so it's making it hard to flip snakes. I'm currently looking for rocks that have more of a gravelly substrate under them, so they will be a bit drier. After yesterday's rain, I'm expecting a lot of these snakes to be looking to dry out. But yeah, little ringneck. Snakes are under rocks today, so I'm going to move this little guy, put the rock back, and keep on flipping. All right, Jacob just flipped our first king snake of the day. Nice little juvenile black king. Appears to be not in shed or anything. One of those really nice yellow looking ones. I love when they have that coloration when they're younger. And of course, as they age, that will fade, especially being here in northern Tennessee, here in the Central Basin. That'll fade to almost a solid black on top, and then they will keep some white speckles on the side, but this is a really nice looking one here. Just check out that underside. Really pretty. Has a lot of growing to do at this size. They'll eat small lizards, things of that nature, some smaller snakes, maybe little ringnecks and whatnot, but their prey items are a bit more limited until they grow into adults. So one of the targets, not our biggest target. It's really wet out here, so I'd still like to see some eastern milk snakes, maybe a scarlet snake, southeastern crown snakes, but black kings are definitely up there. So we're just going to leave this little black king to it and see what else we can find. Good start to the day. Right, here's a closer look at this little juvenile black king now that we have it up on this rock here. Really vibrant little snake, healthy, really clean looking king. But yeah, it's posing well for photographs here, so I'm just going to take a few more and put it back under its rock, and we'll see if we can find some more snakes. And right here we have another eastern narrowmouth toad. This is a pretty small one. They are a small species, but they can get a little bit bigger than this. But yeah, once again flipped under a rock right here. These are actually plentiful here, and they find nice spaces under these rocks where they feel like they're underground, which is where they spend most of their time, but they can actually be turned up by flipping these. So really cool to see. Hopefully we'll see some more, but I'm just going to leave this little guy to what it's doing here, and we will see what else we can find. Under this next rock I just flipped right here, we have black king snake number 2 for the day. This one is deep in shed, so obviously not as vibrant as the other one, but still a really good looking snake. Just a little juvenile, around the same size. It is in shed. That's about what I would expect them to be doing in these kinds of conditions, because it's pretty wet here, really humid. Should help them being under wet rocks like this. But yeah, another nice little juvenile black king, but unfortunately in shed, so I'm going to keep on flipping, and we'll see if we can find some adult kings, maybe some milk snakes or something else. But yeah, always good to see numbers of these guys. A nice little black king snake, Lampropeltis nigra. Under this rock right here, I just flipped this beautiful adult 6-lined Racerunner. These are the only species of whiptail lizard that lives in the eastern United States. And normally, they live up to their name, Racerunner. They are so fast you cannot get hands on them, but when it's cold like this and they are hanging out under these rocks, they're slower. And you can actually get a hold of them and get some good pictures. But real unique lizards. They have a preference for sandy areas, but it's really not that sandy here. It is dry and rocky. They reach pretty large numbers here. I'm surprised this is the first one we've seen. As you can see, really pretty lizards, gorgeous blue belly, really vibrant yellow stripes. Great to see them when you can actually get a close look at them and they don't just run off. But anyway, 6-lined Racerunner. We're going to keep flipping rocks and see what else we can find. Alright, right here we have an interesting flip. We have 2 eastern narrowmouth toads, one that looks like a miniature tomato frog here, and another big 6-lined Racerunner. I'm wondering if these are not gravid females here, because they're sitting at the edge of burrows, and these are the types of places where you would expect to see them laying eggs, which will be good food for some of these fossorial snakes that live here in this area. This one narrowmouth toad is really vibrant. One of the strangest looking little narrowmouths I've ever seen, if I can get it in hand here. Super orange. But anyway, I'm going to move this rock back here, put everybody back where they were, and see if we can find some more. And right here we have another 6-lined Racerunner and another eastern narrowmouth toad, another kind of maroon looking one. Both at the edge of burrows here. These 6-lined Racerunners are likely gravid females that are concentrated here in this little area, and they will lay eggs in burrows in little areas just like this. But anyway, I want to keep on flipping rocks, and we'll see if we can find some snakes or something else. So while flipping these roadside rocks here, I just got a third black king snake. This one is also in shed, but not quite as deep as the last one, and it is also slightly bigger. Still juvenile, but a bit longer, a bit heavier bodied. Really nice just sitting here coiled up under this rock. Good to see numbers of these. Unlike northeastern Tennessee, they are really common here in the central basin region of the state. Definitely the most common Lampropeltis around here. But eastern milk snakes are a bit harder in this region, so I'm going to keep on flipping for them. But yeah, another nice black king snake. I'm going to leave this king right here, and we'll see what else we can find. Next snake of the day is really the first fossorial species we have found so far. A little smooth earth snake here. Kind of surprising it's down in this sort of wet ditch that looks like it really would have flooded last night. Yeah, pretty nice adult, healthy looking one. I'm just going to put it back under its rock here and see if we can find some milk snake. And right here we have a big, really bright yellow ringneck snake. Significantly larger than the first one we found. This is a really big adult here. Really bright ring on its neck too. Beautiful snake, but it was under this rock here. Pretty wet. I was actually expecting to see a salamander or something under this one, but I guess you never know what you'll find. But anyway, we're going to keep hitting this really awesome habitat here and see what else we can find. Alright, Jacob just flipped our fourth king snake of the day here. This one, it could be in shed, but it looks a lot cleaner than the previous couple. And I guess you could call this a sub-adult. It's not quite a juvenile, not a big adult either. Still has some pattern on it. In this region, I would expect those tiny bands to fade as it ages. This is pretty far north in Tennessee, so they are typically pretty dark here. But wow, this one appears to actually be out of shed. A really clean, good looking one. Good to see numbers of kings today. Number 4 for the day. I came up here last year and got 5, so we'll see if we can beat that record and maybe find some more diversity. But yeah, really solid, nice looking black king snake, Lampropeltis nigra. All right, under this rock right here we have another little juvenile black king snake. This is number 5 for the day. I've matched my record from last year. If I'm right, yep. This one is also in shed. Looks like it'd be another little vibrant yellow juvenile if it wasn't in shed. But I'm just going to put this rock back down here and move this little guy under, and we'll see if we can turn up some other snakes. Always good to see numbers of these black kings, though, even though they are common here. Keeps you occupied, and no king snake is a bad king snake, so really awesome to see. And right here we have another really awesome fossorial species that is common here in this region of Tennessee. This is the eastern worm snake, and this is a huge gravid female here. I think this might be the biggest worm snake I have ever found. Really small species. They spend most of their time underground, but in the spring you can find them under cover, such as these flat rocks right here. This is what it was under. And they come up, but within the next few weeks here we should stop seeing these undercover so much, and other than night cruising we probably won't see very many. So always good to see. This is just such a healthy one here. I'm going to take some time to get some photographs of it, and if you look closely here you'll see it's kind of got a nice pinkish belly. They can be a lot more pink than that, but yeah, here's my hand for size reference. Just a really big, great looking eastern worm snake. But yeah, I'm going to put it back and we will see what else we can find. And right here we have another large ringneck snake. Snakes are definitely under rocks today. This one was just right here under this big flat rock. This really puts the size into perspective. Big hefty ringneck, even bigger than the last, and really bright yellow as you can see. But yeah, I'm just going to put this really nice northern ringneck snake back and see if we can find some more snakes. Good numbers today so far. Alright, under this big rock here in this open area, we have another in-shed juvenile king snake. Doesn't look a whole lot different from the last few, so we won't spend a whole lot of time here. But this is number 6 for the day, so I just broke my own record with black king snakes. This is officially the most I have found in a single day, so really cool to see numbers of these. Not sure where the adults are today, but maybe they will be in some slightly different habitats. This is kind of a wet rock here in this one. As you can see, it is in shed in a pretty open area here in this field, so awesome to see. Another black king snake, but I'm just going to move this little guy, put the rock back, and keep on flipping, and we'll see if we can find some more snakes. Alright, next king snake of the day is a darker one here, although it is still young. Normally they still have a bit of pattern at this age, but this one is already really dark. As you can see, very little white on the back. It's a really dark black king, but it is in shed. This is king snake number 7 for the day, so I have broke my record by 2 kings now, and I'm going to try to get some more. So the kings are definitely under rocks. I'm not sure where the milks and other snakes are, but yeah, another really good looking black king snake. I'm just going to put it back under this rock that it was under right here, and see what else we can find today. And right here we have another tiny little smooth earth snake. This one is in shed, so I'm just going to put it back under its rock, and maybe we will find a bigger one or something else, but good to still be seeing diversity. Good looking little smooth earth. Alright, under this rock right here we have our largest snake of the day. Out of all those kings, this black racer is our biggest snake today. Not very big, but getting there. Racers are really common, but this is actually the first one I have seen up here in this region, so pretty cool. Much like the black king snakes, these are snake eaters, so I imagine that's how this individual is making a living here. But again, under this rock that's propped up on my leg right here. Really dry area. Not surprised that there's a snake here, but I'm just going to leave it to what it's doing here, and we will see what else we can find. Right here we have a larger, more patterned smooth earth snake. Appears to be a gravid female, potentially. One thing that's cool about this species is, like the DeKay's brown and red-bellied snakes, they actually do not lay eggs. They give live birth, so that is pretty interesting. Not many colubrids do that. Something is going on with this snake's tail here. I'm not sure. It appears to have lost some of its tail at some point. It kind of has a little stub there. But a nice big adult smooth earth snake, the nicest one of the day by far. I'm just going to put it back under this rock here and keep on flipping, and we'll see if we can find some milk snake before the day is over. And under this next rock we have what appears to be a pretty good sized Fowler's toad here. You can tell these apart from American toads by the amount of warts inside the little black rings here. If it's 3 or more, it is a Fowler's toad. If it's less than that, it's an American toad. Yeah, pretty good looking toad here. I believe this is a Fowler's anyway. I'm not super good with toads, and they can get confusing and have traits of both. But either way, a really healthy one here. Always good to see, but I'm just going to put this toad back and keep on flipping these rocks. And yet another 6-lined race runner here just hanging out underneath this rock. There's another one right here that just went down this burrow. It's usually where they spend most of their time, especially in more sandy habitats where they can burrow a bit easier. But yeah, they're apparently doing really well here. This is a really pretty one as well, so I'm just going to leave it to what it's doing and keep on flipping these rocks. Next find of the day is this good looking American toad here, a really big plump one. Looks like it's been eating well. Here's the size reference. Really big fat toad. It was just hanging out under this rock here. All of the rain yesterday brought these toads out, and they probably got underneath this cover. I would say early this morning, but anyway, good looking American toad. I'm going to keep on flipping rocks, and we'll see what else we can turn up this evening. And right here we have a good looking eastern fence lizard. These are really common lizards here in these rocky habitats. live just about anywhere, but they have a preference for really rocky environments. As you can see, still fast, but not as fast as they normally would be. So always fun getting all these lizards in hand. But anyway, I'm going to keep working this habitat here, and we'll see what we can turn up. And right here under this rock at a new site, we have another cave salamander, just like the ones we were seeing earlier this morning. And this one's very vibrant though, and has some cool white speckles going on the side. Again, we're not near a cave here, but these are associated with limestone and karst regions like what we're in right here. And there's a lot of sinkholes and subterranean openings in the area. I'm sure there's some decent sized caves underground, so that can be enough for them. Yeah, really awesome salamanders. This is a great looking one here, so I'm going to get some photos of it and keep on flipping rocks, and we'll see what else we can turn up. And right here we have black king snake number 8 for the day. It'd be good to get into double digits before the evening is over, but we're cutting it close, so not sure if we're going to. No big adults today. This is just, I guess not really a juvenile, I'd call it a sub-adult. They've all been around this size. One was a little bit bigger, but this has been about what we've been seeing today. This one's in shed, but not as deep as some of the other ones. Still a really good looking king snake. But yeah, black king number 8, 3 more than my record here last year, so can't go wrong with that, even if we don't get anything else. But I'm just going to put this king back under its rock and hike out of here and flip some more rocks, and we'll see if we can find any more or some other snakes. So it has now been 12 hours since I started this video, and I have a 3.5 hour drive back down to Georgia. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video here. I didn't get everything I was after today, but I found a lot of cool herps that I don't get to see very often, and found 8 black king snakes. And even though I've been finding quite a few black kings lately, that was just a really good number. It was awesome to see that many kings, and numbers of racerunners, narrowmouth toads, lots of other cool stuff that you don't normally see under rocks. So I had a really good time with it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video.